Hi guys, welcome back to Outrageously Related.
Where we laugh, cry, and overshare together.
I want to start us off this week with a really, really funny dilemma that I read on Six Brown Chicks.
Go on then.
It's not really a dilemma, it's someone asking for advice, but it floored me when I read it. So it's... somebody's wrote this in, by the way.
Go on.
I was a day shift stripper at this club on the wrong side of town. I was demoted to...
Straight away, how'd you get into that?
I know. It's always an American thing though, because it's not a thing in the UK that.
Wildcats in Barnsley's the only strip club I know.
Yeah. I've never been in a view. Have you?
Yeah.
Are they attractive?
Depends what you're into.
Right. I'll continue.
Read between the lines with that one.
So in brackets she's put, I was demoted to the day shift because after I had my twins, the club owner, who was my baby daddy, said my floppy beagle ear tits won't bring any tips. He used to date another... He used to date another stripper at the club, but I stole him from her. Sounds like a lovely woman. So I know what he likes. We have the twins, and he doesn't give me any attention. Doesn't give me any attention anymore. He sold the club and convinced me to let his mother keep the twins while we went on vacation. We stopped to get gas. I went inside to buy candy and use the bathroom, and he drove off. He left my suitcases at the gas pump. I went back to his mum's house, and I've been here for a few months now. He won't return my calls. His mum says her son isn't coming back to me, so I should take the twins and move out. But I refuse to leave without their father. How long is too long to wait for love?
Straight off the bat, what did you think was going to happen when you pursued a man that owns a strip club?
Exactly.
Did you think he was going to be a nice man?
Not only does he own a strip club, he also sleeps with the strippers in the strip club.
No sympathy.
You know what they say? Don't shit where you eat. Oh, no, I don't think that's a saying, is it?
No, I think that's what
Don't dip your ink in the Don't dip your pen in the office ink, is what they say.
I've never heard that, but I love it.
Yeah.
We could all learn a lot from that.
We could. Do not dip your pen in the office.
You know what we mean. Can I just say, it's gone 10 o'clock. We're a bit delirious. I've had a spray tan and I'm getting browner by the minute. It needs rinsing off in a few hours. So I know I can see myself in the viewfinder and I look like I've been rolling round in sand.
You blend into that chair.
So I think I've got dinner down this dress.
We've been to beach day. I hadn't showered after beach either, and I've got mud all up my legs from dog running about.
But apart from that, we've had a lovely, lovely day. We've had a Picky Bits tea.
Nice. I tell you what we didn't have. That pizza.
No.
Would you put that?
No, we're not having it. Matt, it's only 150 calories each.
I'm a bit... We Twilight on.
And a cup of... No, let's have a cup of tea and something sweet instead.
Nah, but you haven't got any bickies.
We have.
I feel what you got.
Chocolate hobnobs.
Oh. Ah, nice. Sorted.
Just chatting between ourselves.
Yeah,
there.
and guess what? Guess what day of week it is? It's a Friday. And if I want to say...
It's a what?
It's a Friday.
That's the worst thing you've ever said.
I always say Friday, or I always go, it's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, Everybody does that.
But grow up. Something that we were talking about today that I want to bring everybody's attention to is when you were at school, there was always that girl or boy that would just lie.
Like Jay off in between as well.
Yeah, very much so. And I feel like there were a girl... I don't know why I said I feel like then. I'm telling the truth. There were a girl who I went to secondary school with, and she once said that her dad had an underwater hotel.
It'll have been a bin man.
I think you were in prison. And that she'd got a zip wire from her bedroom to Lakeside, which is like Meadowhall.
Oh. But yet you're in a normal school. You're not homeschooled. You're not in private school.
Well, obviously it was just a lie. And then I were friends with this other girl when I were like really, really young. She was called Jessica actually.
But didn't need to say a name.
Well, I've not said a surname, mainly because I forgot it. And she used to be weirdly obsessed with animals, but like in a weird way. And
Bestiality or not?
she once took me to the bottom of her garden. She had a big house, and she went, I've given birth before to a fox.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about some people I went to school with, actually. There were a guy in my school who used to eat paper. So you beat middle at lesson and you'd eat at back.
Why?
Don't know. And then there was a girl who, do you know one of them like goth emos who like, you can imagine them in some sort of cult?
Yeah.
And they like worship
Me at
Satan.
school. Yeah.
She'd have this little black book and she'd like write people's names in it that like...
I bet you were in it.
I know I weren't because I was lovely at school. I weren't a bitch then.
Weren't you?
She'd be like, "You're going in the black book."
You know what we do need to talk about that's like a law in S74? Two things. Scary Mary and Mad Jenny.
Do you know, honestly, Scary Mary, I remember it. I was once walking up Clough Road, which is it's a road like this, and it goes on for miles, it doesn't. But when you've got little legs when you're 11, it feels like it does. And she were wanted behind a lamppost there, and we walked
Sorry.
up and she jumped out, and when I tell you, this close to jabbing her in neck.
What, had a squeal?
I did, I ran off.
Nah.
I ran all the way home. And I
I
thought,
wonder what she's doing now.
but one thing I will say, if that were a man, he would have been in prison.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he?
Yeah, that's very true.
Because it's weird. What are you waiting for little kids for?
Clocky Pelly's another.
Clocky were nice, though.
Yeah,
he were
he
a
were.
nice guy. R.I.P. R.I.P. Clocky. One thing I will say when we're talking about being younger. When I was like really, really young, before I went to like my primary school and my high school, I like used to stay with my nan and granddad a lot. So I went to like a nursery before school. So I will probably what are you about 5?
3.
Are you?
You start secondary school. You start primary school at 5.
I think I might have been at a different primary school for a bit then, because I can't have been 3. I were about 5, I think.
Right.
Well, anyway, irrelevant. And I used to play with this girl, and she got the most stunning hair. You know, like your hair's gorgeous and it's long. It were down to her bum, and it were like chocolate brown. Stunning. And me and her were once playing upstairs in a room, and my mum came to pick me up from hers, and they came upstairs into the room to get us. And do you know on Friends when Phoebe cuts Monica's hair?
Yeah.
We cut it like that.
I bet her mum cried.
She sobbed. Didn't touch mine. She wanted her hair cut, and I said, I know exactly what to do.
Oh, my God.
Little cow, me. I got kicked out of 3 nurseries for biting kids on cheek.
You did bite,
I
didn't
know.
you?
And you know what my mum and dad did to stop me from biting? Talk about soft parenting.
I know what you're going to say, and my dad did the same to me.
I bit my mum. We were just taking off on a flight, I don't know where, and I bit my mum on the end of her finger, and I wouldn't let go. My mum said I was like a dog that had like locked its jaw. I bit it, and she was screaming on the flight, crying. So as soon as I let go, my dad bit my arm. And I was screaming that much he were holding me so no one could hear me. Never bit again. You won't get that these days.
No.
Would you?
I used to get a crack.
Same.
No. I could never hit my child, I don't think.
One thing,
Not that I've got a child, but if I
one
had
thing I
one.
didn't agree with is when people say, try and not use the word no.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
Yeah. do not go near that car. You need to go, no, like...
Yeah, you want to scare him a bit.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously not with abuse, but...
I think it's hard to comment on parenting sometimes when you've not got kids, but I will.
Yeah, mine will be disciplined. I'll have fun with them, but they will be disciplined.
My favourite used to be getting bus and seeing some kids on bus. I remember once going off bus and...
Nonsense.
No, hear me out. I remember once getting off bus and this woman would got like a kid in a pram and then a kid that she was holding hands with, and she went, "Reuben, careful, there's dog shit all over." It were about 4.
Am I right in thinking that there was a woman that used to rock about Barnsley Town Centre with a pram and it had a fake baby in?
Oh my God, yes.
And we used to drop on her a couple of times on dinner.
Yeah, she used to have one of them reborn dolls in a full-on pram, and she used to get on bus and take pram space up so people that had got genuine kids couldn't get on. Oh my God, I forgot that she
it's
existed.
just reminded me that.
One thing I do want to discuss that we were talking about today, I am very much working on not caring what people think. Like, I'll be like, oh, I can't do that because then that person will be annoyed. I can't do that because then that person will be annoyed. And I think that very much comes from being the child of divorced parents, like constantly. You, and I admire it and I wish I was like it, do not care what anybody thinks. It don't even cross your mind.
People used to say that to me years ago at school. Can't do that. And I'd be like, why? Because people, what if somebody, and I go, well, if they do, they do. I feel like you've got to own stuff these days.
Yeah, you are so right.
You've got to own it. And fake confidence is still confidence. I always used to tell myself that. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, I'm definitely working on being like that.
I think that also goes with us being type A and type B people as well.
Yeah, definitely. I am a lot more I am still type B, but I am a lot more organised than I used to be.
Yeah, true.
I was a shit show for so long.
Not a shit show, I wouldn't say that, but I think you just were a bit chaotic.
Very chaotic. Whereas now I'm not. But I think it comes back to the fact that life is so short. Like...
Yeah, it is. Like, what were I reading the other day? Yeah, that footballer from Liverpool died, didn't he?
Diogo Jota.
Yeah, and he's just like got
28.
married like 10 days before, 3 kids. And just tyre blew on a car.
Him and his brother.
Did his brother die as well?
Imagine his parents putting both of the sons to rest.
So sad.
Awful.
So sad. Yeah.
And it just makes me think, like, do you know what? I don't actually care what anybody thinks. As long as you're not hurting anybody, who cares?
Yeah. That's the thing. I think you've got to be very grateful for what you have. Like, life is very, very short.
And I think things transpire, not to be too cryptic, but in our lives that show as long as you're happy and you're not hurting anybody, it don't matter.
Yeah. No, it's true. Me and Liv at the start of this year read this book called The Magic, and it was all about like gratitude and stuff, and each day you had to do like something to be grateful for, like grateful for money, or you'd have to write 10 things you were grateful for example. Like you started it before me, so you'd say to me like, imagine like your life without that, like curtains.
Yeah, because you have to write 10 things you're grateful for every day for 31 days. So like by day 20, I'm like...
By day 3, it got hard for me.
I'm grateful for a toothbrush because I get to clean my teeth every day. Like, you have to think, as daft as it sounds, we've got carpet on the floor. Imagine your life if you didn't have carpets.
Yeah. I remember once, like, writing something and then actually deep in it, and I wrote, like, I was really grateful for the markings on the roads. Because I thought, well, if we didn't have markings on motorway, it'd just be a free-for-all, wouldn't it?
There is honestly so much to be grateful for.
So if anybody is ever feeling a little bit lost, I think get that book, because it honestly worked wonders for me. And after I read it, it says that something magic should happen because you've been so grateful and you've had so much gratitude that good things should come your way. And I think stuff did.
Yeah, definitely. And continues to.
As soon as we finished that, I think we started this.
Yeah, we did.
Let that simmer.
Mm.
Let that simmer. That reminds me when I was reading that book, it just brought me back to when I went to see that medium last year.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And stuff started to happen that she said. And it's just crazy. But do you know, ever since I went to that medium, and obviously my nanan came through and stuff, I've not cried since.
I think
about
it's
her.
because you and your nanan were so close, and obviously you were heartbroken. But I think when she came through and you knew for a fact it was her, you can't. You know she's safe and she's fine and that everything's going to be okay. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like when I came out, I honestly felt like lighter. I felt like I just had like 4 hours of therapy and it was a 30-minute session. And yeah, it was crazy. She just, like, the first thing she said to me is like, I didn't feel any pain. I was just at peace. And that was like such a relief. Do you know what I mean?
That's good. But do you believe that when you die, there is something?
100%.
I think there is.
There has to be. Because people have seen ghosts and that.
My mum said, like, my mum works in a care home, and she says that so many times when somebody's like on end of life and they're dying, she'll go in to see them and, like, say if it were your granddad, like, obviously just going to touch wood, but just so you understand.
Well, I'll have to know.
Say if it were your granddad, she'd go in to see him and say you were on end of life. He'd be like, oh, well, Margaret came yesterday and she says it's not time yet, but it will be soon.
Yeah.
And Margaret's been dead for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's because they're coming to get you. Like,
I think there has to be something. Has to be. Because I saw this video on TikTok the other day of this girl, and you know what I'm like, cry at everything on TikTok. Anything to do with death, old people or dogs, sob. And it was this girl, and her dad had died, and he said to her, like, I'll send you random love hearts whenever I can. And honestly, she put a video on, like, there'd be a leaf, a mark on a tree, clouds, like she'd see it in like a little love heart and everything. It was so nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like in this podcast we talk about as parents, family, blokes a lot. One thing I will say about a man, why don't they get the full story?
Agreed.
G can go out with all of his friends and then say, oh, gonna make a name up, Stuart's thinking about leaving Amy. And I'll be like, why? Oh, I don't know.
When?
What do you mean you don't know?
I do this, like, when I've been with people in the past and they've told me, I go, right, well, talk me through everything then. And then they'll say the same thing they've just said to you. Well, yeah, Stuart's thinking about leaving Amy. Well, no, how did you get onto conversation? How did he start it? Tell me out conversation.
Has he met somebody else?
Yeah.
Is she doing something wrong? Like, can you tell me everything? Oh, that's all he said. Well, did you not think to ask?
Could you imagine if in a group of girls someone said that? They'd be like, right, who is he? Go on, tell us everything.
Yeah.
Start from the top. Let's open a bottle of wine.
No, not him. Not him. And he'll do it all the time about, like, for me, really crucial things. And sometimes he'll even come home and be like, oh, you'll never guess what's happened today. Oh, what? Well, Gareth has done this. Why? Oh, I don't know. That's all he said. Annoying, innit?
Well, I can't relate because I've not got anyone to come home and tell me stuff like that, but hey ho. One thing we talked about earlier, which is be nice to know if anybody else agrees, how aggressively, when they do it, men brush their teeth.
The gums are bleeding.
Yeah, it's like and they never have an electric.
G does, but I know what you mean. My dad's toothbrush is horrendous. I'm not, honestly, when I watch my dad brush his teeth, I'm like, I want to go, what are you doing?
Do you know what I imagine it's like? One of them metal scourers.
Honestly, you know, bristles, they're like that. Like, all like, because he brushes so hard.
North, east, south, west.
Yeah, I want to say, Dad, you're not in a
Is
race.
it manual?
Yeah.
Manual.
Yeah, he does have a manual.
Well, do you know they're about 90p? Get another.
And when my dad puts moisturiser on, it
You know-
does me head in.
You know, I tell you what, with aggressiveness, let's talk about grandma. Do you know when
Let's not.
No, do you know when we were kids, right? And we go and stay at her house? I would dread her saying, "Come on, let's bath you." I'd be like, and honestly, I had one last week. Don't worry about it.
Because that towel.
She'd make you spread your toes after the shower, and she'd get in between them,
Rough.
and then when she go,
And there were no softener used to wash them towels.
they didn't go in dryer. She washed them. She dried them on the line.
They were
Could
crispy.
crack them in half.
Yeah.
And then I can remember, I feel like this. She used to do it to both of us because I'd always make you go first because you were oldest. She'd go, "Arms up." Yeah. And you'd be like, no.
You were red raw.
Arms up. She made my armpits bleed.
I was scared at Grandma's house.
Why?
I don't know, but I was like that as a kid. I were a very scared child.
Do you ever get scared here on your own?
I've never stayed a single night on my own since
But
I
you
met
used to live
Graham.
alone.
I know.
Were you scared then?
No. But I feel like I can't remember living on my own. But I did. No, but for the past 5 years, I have never stayed a single night on my own in this house or in our old house.
Really?
Nope.
It's giving princess treatment.
Why? Everybody says that.
It is.
Everybody says, "Oh, you're so spoiled," and I think I'm not.
You are. You're 5 years deep and you forgot your roots. I'm going to say it.
Seriously?
Remember the man before, G?
Yeah, true.
True. Thank you.
I could do a lot worse.
A lot worse.
I have done a lot worse.
Yeah. Have you?
We both have.
I know. You know what? She does that all the time. You'll recognise that.
Who
And-
shall I bring up? Fagash or pissy dick?
Fagash spun me. I didn't expect you to say that.
Pissy dick.
You could have said a lot worse a pissy dick, to be fair, couldn't you?
It's alright having this pretty boy image, but your dick stinks of piss. Wash it. I was once at a gathering and this woman was there and I didn't know, but she'd got a colostomy bag. Obviously, like, that's not an issue, whatever. And she'd been to the toilet, obviously, to empty it, but I didn't know. And I went in after her. I didn't know that she'd got a colostomy bag. And when I went in, I went, "Fucking hell, who's been in here? It stinks." I felt terrible. And then I thought, do I go and say to her, "I'm so sorry"? But then I thought,
People
no.
hear it, yeah.
Yeah, she heard me. Everybody heard me and the room fell silent. You know what I'm like? Like, I thought it was funny. I was like, "Fucking hell."
One thing you don't want to start you doing though with smells because you can gip.
Yeah.
And once
I
you
can
start
retch.
gipping, it's game over. What did you used to gip at all the time when we used to work together? We'd walk on street and something would happen.
It what smells in Barnsley bus station.
Or if we saw anyone in the green phlegm on the floor.
Oh, that still goes through me to this day. When people spit on floor, I want to go over and punch them in the face. I want to say, "What are you doing?"
Only time I think it's acceptable is if you're playing like a sport and you've got like too much light and it's just literally spit. It's when they go,
And it's a greenie.
I want to say, what? Who's it for? Get a tissue.
Vile.
It's unhygienic. Stop.
Do you know why? Fancy still.
Don't say my bloke.
No. I feel like I'm going to have to blur my mouth for this or put something over it.
Oh, and his dad.
And his dad. I was literally just going to say, "And his dad."
Do you know what I've always...
Whenever I see his van, I think, "Whoa." when I'm coming down Orshore Lane.
Well, now they know who it is. Nah, they don't. They don't.
No,
We'll blur his name out, but we'll keep it. We'll
Yeah.
keep resting. They'll not know. It could be
He's
anyone.
a painter and decorator.
If you're watching. Do you know, speaking of people back from Barnsley,
Yeah.
do you know one thing that I think is not discussed enough between me and you?
What?
Do you remember that time? I don't know what we'd been doing in the day. I don't know if we'd been out having a drink or if we'd just been out. I don't even know what we're doing. But I remember us ending up in a... It was a friend of mine back then, so it wasn't a random's attic. And he had...
And I had a tattoo.
Yeah, he got a tattoo gun out and just did it, yeah.
He butchered me. Mind you, I say he butchered me. We're about 16.
Yeah,
And he'd obviously bought it off Amazon or something.
Being annoyed that he's butchered you, we did it on his bed, in his bedroom.
And after, this dickhead went to me, I think it's a bit tight that you didn't give him no money.
Did I?
Yeah. I wanted to say, have you fucking seen it?
What were
I've got a picture of it. I had to go and get it covered up.
Were it them people?
No,
Or
that's
oh
the
no,
cover
it
up.
was were it a star sign?
Yeah. Was it?
Did it hurt while they were doing it?
I don't know, because I don't know if I were pissed. I'm showing it to the camera. It looked like a penis.
No, you have to get closer than that. They can't see it. It looks like Snoopy from here.
Yeah. I mean, that were good, weren't it, when I had that done?
That were clean and hygienic. You could have used that needle on anything.
Like, were I not embarrassed?
No, I think we thought it were funny.
That is one thing about me. I do get embarrassed and I go bright red.
I know you do.
And you know when I used to get most embarrassed? I'm going to say 3 words. Script Media Smithy. I used to fancy this old man when I worked at my first job.
Probably weren't even that old then.
He were in his late 50s.
Was he?
Yeah.
He looked good.
He looked really good.
Really, really good.
And I'm like 18, and I remember he walked in and everybody went to him, "Oh, Olivia fancies you." And he just looked so uncomfortable. And you know, like when you can feel your neck going bright red.
I used to embarrass you a lot, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. All the time.
Then when I did it with driving instructor.
Yeah.
Well, you were getting ready for him.
I weren't making an effort at all.
She
His
was
breath
sat-
used to stink.
Bad breath is honestly the... You
And
know
you
what?
should get them white bits.
Oh,
Stringy.
congeal. I tell you when I get that. When I'm running.
Halitosis.
Worst smelling breath is stale coffee. I think we leave it there. I think we've waffled on this one. It is late.
And it was. This is chaotic, but it's like 11 o'clock, so...
Deal with it. Right, guys, we will see you next week, Friday at 5 p.m. Thank you for laughing, crying, and oversharing with us.
Thank you.
Bye.